Have you ever wondered if fairies are real? Not just in storybooks, but right here, hidden in the whispers of the night. Imagine the world falling quiet, and then a faint giggle, a flicker of light, wings brushing the air like silk. Tonight, we journey into a secret realm that exists beside our own. A world of glowing forests, midnight dances, and gifts left only for the kind-hearted. This is the hidden world of fairies, and if you listen closely, you might just hear them calling your name. The night was calm, softer than silk, and wrapped the world in a deep hush. Yet within that hush, if you leaned in, if you let your breathing slow and your ears open wide, you could hear something else. Not the hum of traffic or the creak of floorboards, but a sound much lighter, like the brushing of wings against glass. A whisper, a giggle, a ripple in the silence that felt alive. It was the kind of sound that made you wonder if someone, or something, was hiding just beyond the reach of your eyes. And this is where our story begins. In the gentle quiet of the night, in the spaces between shadows, there lies a world unseen by most. The hidden world of fairies. For centuries, humans have told stories about them. Children whispered of tiny beings with wings like dragonflies, glowing softly as they drifted through gardens. Adults dismissed the tales, smiling and shaking their heads. Just imagination, they said. But what if it was never imagination at all? What if the fairies never left, but simply learned to live where our hurried eyes cannot find them? Close your eyes for a moment. Picture a meadow at night. The grass shimmers with dew, the air cool against your skin, and the moonlight spills silver across the earth. In that stillness, the fairies awaken. They slip out from the petals of flowers. They step carefully from hollow tree trunks. They rise like sparks from the surface of ponds. You cannot see them at first. Only the faint shimmer, the sparkle that makes you wonder if the stars have fallen to earth. But then, if your heart is patient enough, they come into view. Their wings are like fragments of light, each one different, each one alive with color. Some shimmer in pale blues that remind you of moonlit oceans. Others glow golden, like the rising sun. And their laughter, it is not like our laughter. It is brighter, gentler, as if joy itself has found a voice. It floats through the air like music without an instrument, a melody without words. This hidden world has always been near us. The fairies live in the folds of moonlight, in the glow of fireflies, in the shimmering mist that lingers over meadows before dawn. They are in the rustle of leaves when no wind blows. They are in the sparkle that makes morning dew look like diamonds scattered on the grass. They are the sudden warmth you feel in your chest when you pass by an old oak tree or hear a brook singing its quiet song. As children, we often believed. We saw shapes in the garden shadows. We felt that someone was watching over us as we fell asleep, and we swore we saw wings in the corner of our vision. But as we grew, the world told us to stop believing. Be realistic, they said. Fairies are just stories. Yet deep down, a part of us always wondered, what if the stories were true? The truth is, the fairies never vanished. They did not leave our world. They simply stepped back, watching us from places we rarely look. They wait for us to notice the sparkle in the grass, the flicker in the shadows, the laughter in the wind. They wait for us to remember that life is not only what we see with our eyes, but what we feel with our hearts. And tonight, as you lay down, as your eyelids grow heavy and your mind begins to drift, let me take you there, to the places where the fairies live, dance, and dream, to the secret corners of nature where magic still lingers, to the world just beyond our world, a world that is waiting, always waiting, for us to believe again. So listen closely. The night is not as silent as it seems. If you hear the faint sound of laughter, if you notice the gentle sparkle of light that has no source, do not be afraid. You have heard the whisper of fairies, and they are inviting you into their hidden world. Far beyond the noise of villages and the glow of towns, there lies a forest older than memory. By day, it seems ordinary, trees rising tall into the sky, their roots curled deep into the earth, streams winding quietly through beds of moss, and stones worn smooth by centuries of rain. Birds sing, squirrels leap from branch to branch, and sunlight filters through the leaves in shifting patterns of gold. But when the sun sets, when the last glow of twilight fades, this forest becomes something else entirely. At night, it is no longer a forest. It is a secret kingdom. The trunks of the oaks hum softly, as though music were running through their veins. The moss glows faintly green, as if storing the memory of sunlight. And the air itself seems to sparkle. Look closely, and you will see them, tiny lights, drifting, fluttering, glowing in blues, greens, and golds. They are not fireflies. They are not tricks of the eye. They are the fairies, waking from their daytime slumber. Each fairy is a masterpiece of nature. Their wings are so delicate, they seem to be woven from moonlight and mist. No two are the same. Some shine like the reflection of stars on water. Others burn like embers carried on the wind. A few are so faint that they can only be seen in the corner of your eye, disappearing the moment you turn to look. But together, they transform the forest into something magical, an entire world glowing as though the stars themselves had fallen to the ground. The fairies drift between flowers, coaxing their petals open even at midnight. They rest on mushrooms, turning them into tiny lanterns that cast a soft light across the undergrowth. They touch the streams with their toes, and suddenly the water begins to sing, its ripples chiming like crystal bells. The entire forest responds to them, every plant, every rock, every drop of dew. It is as though nature itself waits for their touch to awaken fully. But not everyone can see this. To most, the forest at night looks dark, still, and silent. Only those who carry a certain openness in their hearts, a willingness to believe in wonders, are allowed to glimpse the truth. The fairies choose who may see them, and they choose carefully. They are guardians of secrets, after all, and secrets are only shared with those who can be trusted to keep them. Deeper into the forest, where human feet rarely wander, lies a hidden grove. It is here that the magic grows strongest. The air is thick with silver mist. The trees lean inward as though whispering to each other, and the ground sparkles with glowing dust that never fades. The fairies gather here in greater numbers, hundreds of them, their wings filling the air with light. They circle above the grove like constellations in motion, turning the clearing into a sky within the earth. Legends say that this grove is where the first fairy was born, carried from the breath of the wind and the tears of the moon. Some say it is where the fairies return when they grow weary, to rest and renew their light. Whatever the truth may be, one thing is certain. This grove is the heart of the hidden world, the place where the magic of the fairies is strongest. Imagine standing there, barefoot on the soft moss, your breath caught in your chest. All around you, the night glows with impossible beauty. You reach out your hand, and perhaps, just perhaps, a fairy will land upon your finger, its wings beating like a dream against your skin. For a moment, you will feel a connection deeper than words, a reminder that the world is far more alive and mysterious than we ever truly realize. The Forest of Secrets does not appear on maps. It cannot be charted with compasses or found with directions. It reveals itself only to those who wander with wonder, who listen more than they speak, who believe more than they doubt. And perhaps, if you ever find yourself walking beneath the stars on a night when the air is still and the world feels charged with possibility, you may stumble upon it. And if you do, if you step into that forest and feel the air shimmer with light, then you will know you have entered the hidden kingdom of the fairies. Deep within the forest, past the streams that sparkle and the moss that glows, lies a hidden clearing. No map leads here, and no ordinary path guides the way. It is a place known only to the fairies, a sacred space where they gather when the moon is full. This clearing is the stage for their most precious tradition, the Great Dance. The ground is soft, covered in grass, so fine it feels like velvet beneath the feet. The air carries a sweetness, like wild honey and blooming jasmine, though no flowers can be seen. Above, the moon rests in the sky, round and bright, casting silver beams that pour gently onto the clearing. This light awakens the magic. It bends and twirls as if alive, shimmering like a curtain drawn across the night. And then, the music begins. It is not music made by human hands or instruments. It rises from the forest itself. Spiderwebs, stretched tight between branches, vibrate with soft notes like the strings of a harp. Drops of water hanging from leaves chime when touched by the wind, each one ringing like crystal bells. Even the stones hum, their deep tones blending with the higher notes, weaving together a melody that feels both ancient and eternal. The fairies appear slowly at first, drifting in one by one like sparks carried on the breeze. Their wings glow faintly, pulsing in rhythm with the music. Then, as the song builds, more and more of them arrive until the clearing is alive with light. They take each other's hands, their movements perfectly timed, and begin to dance. They dance in circles, spirals, and lines that weave together like patterns in a tapestry. With every step, their wings leave trails of silver and gold, painting the air with luminous shapes that linger before fading away. The clearing becomes a canvas of light, shifting, glowing, alive with motion. Some fairies leap gracefully into the air, spinning before they land back on the grass. Others ride on the backs of fireflies, using their glow to draw lines of light through the night sky. But this is no ordinary celebration. The dance is their way of keeping balance in the world. With each twirl, flowers bloom in hidden corners of the forest. With each step, rivers are guided along their paths. With each clap of their tiny hands, stars seem to shine brighter above. The great dance is not only joy, it is the heartbeat of nature itself, a rhythm that keeps the earth alive and well. The fairies' laughter fills the air, delicate and bright, like the tinkling of bells. They laugh not from mischief, but from pure delight. To watch them is to feel happiness swell in your chest, a happiness so simple and so true that it washes away every worry. And if you could see the scene from above, it would look as though the earth itself were glowing. The clearing would shine like a jewel in the middle of the dark forest, a secret star resting quietly on the ground. The fairies' patterns would ripple outward like waves, connecting everything: the trees, the streams, the moss, the sky, into one vast, living harmony. Sometimes, when the dance reaches its peak, a fairy will pause and look outward, beyond the circle of light. For a moment, their eyes seem to search the shadows, as if wondering if someone is watching. And if a human heart happens to be near, quiet, gentle, and open, the fairies may allow that person to glimpse the great dance. To see it even once is to carry the memory forever. The dance goes on until the first touch of dawn. Slowly, the music fades, and the fairies begin to drift away. Some curl up inside flower buds, some vanish into hollow trees, and some ride the mist back into the streams. The clearing falls silent once more, looking ordinary again, as though nothing had ever happened. But those who know the secret understand. The great dance continues, unseen, every time the moon is full. And it is this dance, the rhythm of wings, the laughter of light, the heartbeat of nature, that keeps the hidden world of fairies alive. Not every human is chosen to witness the hidden world of fairies. Most pass through life unaware, too hurried, too distracted, their eyes fixed on tasks and their minds weighed down by worries. But sometimes, very rarely, the fairies choose someone special, not because of age, wealth, or wisdom, but because of kindness. The fairies sense kindness like we sense warmth. It radiates softly, invisible to most, yet bright as a lantern to them. When they find a person whose heart is gentle and open, they draw closer, curious. They watch quietly from the shadows, listening to the way that person speaks to others, noticing how they treat even the smallest creatures: a bird with a broken wing, a flower bent beneath the wind, a child in need of comfort. And if they are satisfied, they make a decision. This dreamer is worthy. Imagine walking home one quiet evening. The streets are empty, the air cool, and the moon hangs low in the sky. Suddenly, a golden light flickers in the corner of your vision. You turn your head, expecting to see a lantern or perhaps a firefly. But no, it is brighter, warmer, alive in a way that stirs your heart. Slowly, it drifts toward you. Before you can question it, the light hovers just above your shoulder. And there she is, a fairy smaller than your palm, with wings that shimmer like crystal. Her hair seems woven from sunlight, and her gown glows faintly, as if stitched from morning mist. She does not speak in words. Instead, she fills you with feelings: calm, wonder, and a gentle joy that spreads through your chest. She gestures for you to follow. The path winds through the quiet night, leading you away from streets and houses and deeper into the embrace of nature. Soon, you find yourself at the edge of the ancient forest, where the trees whisper softly and the air carries a strange, sweet fragrance. Though part of you hesitates, you step inside. With each step, the fairy's glow guides you, keeping fear away. At last, she leads you into the hidden clearing. And there, before your eyes, the great dance unfolds. Hundreds of fairies swirl and twirl, their wings painting trails of light across the darkness. The music of the forest rises, and you stand frozen, breath caught in awe. It feels impossible, yet it is real, more real than anything you've known. The fairies do not stop their dance, but some glance toward you, their eyes bright with welcome. You are not an intruder. You are a guest. For this single night, you are part of their secret world. Then comes the gift. The fairy who led you there lands gently on your hand. She closes her eyes, and a warmth flows from her into you, filling you with a dream so vivid it will never fade. It is not a dream of castles or treasures. It is a dream of connection, of understanding that you are not alone, that magic exists, that kindness always matters. When you wake the next morning, you will remember the forest. You will remember the glowing wings, the laughter like bells, the warmth of her gift. And though you may wonder if it was just a dream, deep inside you will know the truth. You have been touched by the fairies, and the fairies' gift is not meant to fade. It becomes part of you, a quiet light that stays in your heart forever, guiding you through life, reminding you that the world is far more magical than it seems. The fairies' world remains hidden not out of fear, but out of wisdom. They understand that true magic must be discovered, not demanded. It is not something to be captured in jars or written in books. It is something to be felt. That is why they stay in the shadows, just beyond ordinary sight. They want us to learn to see magic in the everyday, to notice the wonders already woven into our world. Think of the sparkle of morning dew resting on blades of grass, each droplet shining like a crystal jewel in the rising sun. Think of the sudden laughter of a child, so pure and bright it can melt the heaviest heart. Think of the hush that falls when snow drifts down, or the peace of watching fireflies flicker in the summer dark. These are not accidents. These are the echoes of fairies, subtle reminders that they are near. But humans, in their rush to grow and build, often forget to notice. We measure time in hours and tasks, in deadlines and duties. We forget to look up at the stars or down at the flowers. We forget to pause and breathe in wonder. And so, the fairies wait. They wait for those rare moments when we slow down, when we stand still long enough to hear the whisper in the wind. The eternal secret of the fairies is simple. They have never left us. They are still here, in every forest and meadow, every garden and stream, every quiet place where nature hums. They have always been here and always will be. The only question is, are we willing to notice them? Perhaps that is why they sometimes choose a dreamer, as you heard in the story before, to remind us that belief is not childish, but powerful. To remind us that magic is not gone, but hidden. To remind us that kindness and imagination are the keys to seeing what others cannot. And now, as you rest, you too are holding their secret. Maybe tonight, you will dream of walking beneath the silver moon, following the glow of tiny wings through the forest. Maybe you will hear the music of spiderweb strings and raindrop chimes, guiding you into the clearing. Maybe you will even join the dance, spinning and twirling beneath the stars until the world itself seems to glow with joy. And when morning comes, you may wake with a smile you cannot explain, a sense of peace you cannot quite describe, a feeling that the world is gentler, brighter, more alive than it was before. That is the gift of the fairies, the quiet reminder that magic is real and it is always near. So as you drift deeper into sleep, let your heart stay open. Listen to the wind outside your window. Notice the flicker of light in the corner of your room. Trust the warmth that rises within you, soft and unspoken. For these are the signs that the fairies are close, watching, waiting, and perhaps even smiling at you now. The hidden world of fairies does not belong only to bedtime stories. It belongs to anyone willing to see the extraordinary in the ordinary. It belongs to dreamers, to believers, to those who dare to look at the night sky and whisper, "I know you're there." And in that whisper, in that single breath of belief, the fairies answer. Not with words, but with light. Not with proof, but with peace. A secret gift, eternal and true, carried into your dreams tonight, and into your waking days tomorrow. Close your eyes. Rest now. The fairies are near. As you drift deeper into dreams, may the whispers of the fairies stay with you. If this journey warmed your heart, don't forget to like this video, share it with other dreamers, and subscribe to the channel for more bedtime tales. Until we meet again under the silver moon, sleep well and believe in magic.